Hey guys, so we got to see an early screening of Christopher Robin, and here's our thoughts on it. Let's start with the good. What did you like about it?
I love that it was the classic Pooh. Pooh Bear and Tigger and Eeyore, Piglet, Kanga, like all of our favorites, Rabbit, all of them are there, and Christopher Robin. It's just a really nice throwback to our childhood. So I thought they did a really great job with the CGI or the animation. I'm not sure which, how they animated it, but it was seamless between like the stuffed animals and the actors. So I thought that was terrific. I was looking for flaws in that where you could see maybe some CGI or whatever, but I didn't see any. So I thought it was a really great job that Disney did.
Yeah, the animation was fantastic. I have no idea what they used, whether it was CG or stop motion, it didn't look like any of that, honestly. It looked like something totally new. The CG was really good. The voice acting was really good. Faith mentioned that she leaned over to me in the theater and said that you can even see the stitching on the animals, because where the stuffed animals are like stitched together, you could actually see all that. The expressions on the animals were really well done, and I think Ewan McGregor did a really good job as Christopher Robin.
I like Haley Atwell too.
Yeah, she didn't have nearly as much of a part as Christopher Robin and the animals, but she was really good for what she did. What didn't you like about it?
I thought that the beginning was kind of slow, probably necessary for character development and to see, how Christopher Robin went from youth to adult. But it was a little bit slow. There was a little girl next to us. I think she was trying to entertain herself with her popcorn, but then she even laid down in her seat at the beginning. But then once, you got to that midpoint in the movie where you see a lot more interaction with Pooh Bear and Tigger and Eeyore and that sort of thing, then it picked up and it was really good, and I started oohing and awing a lot more. So, but I think that was my only thing that it was just a little bit slow in the beginning.
Yeah, I actually struggled to stay awake a little bit in the beginning, and I think it's the same problem I have with a lot of movies that are aimed towards a younger audience. They typically come from a place of the content is normally like 15 to 30 minutes long, and then they stretch it in the theater to be an hour and a half. And in doing that, there's a lot of downtime, a lot of filler. Whereas with a Winnie the Pooh cartoon, it's like 20 minutes of all good. When you stretch it to 90 minutes, there's maybe 40 minutes of all good, and the rest of it can be hit or miss. So yeah, I think it was a little slow to begin with, and frankly, I can see why they do that. They don't want to put a movie in the theater that's going to be an hour long, but maybe they should. I don't know that stretching it out is doing it any favors.
And I think too, I was kind of wondering, is this for kids? It's kid appropriate. There's nothing that is bad. Or nothing that's above a G rating, but I think younger children might get a little bit bored in the beginning. And if they didn't grow up with Pooh Bear, it might not hold their interest. So,
would you recommend it?
I would. I think it's definitely something that anyone that grew up with Pooh Bear, watching Christopher Robin and Pooh Bear, needs to see. I think it was heartwarming, and especially, like I said, for those of us that grew up watching Winnie the Pooh.
I definitely think that people who grew up on Winnie the Pooh should watch it. I think it's a fresh take on the animals themselves. I think anyone who's familiar with the 100 Acre Wood and its inhabitants will really appreciate that for sure. So I'd recommend seeing it. One of its strongest points is the nostalgia factor. I think it's got that in spades. So I would give it probably 3 stuck Pooh Bears out of 5. What would you rate it?
Oh, if we're going Pooh Bear, then I would say 3.5 honey pots out of 5.
Okay, so average rating of 3.25 out of 5 for us.
I don't know. I love Pooh Bear so much, I might even bump it up to 4 stars. Simply because Pooh is such a classic. So.
And it's voiced by the original.
Yeah.
Well,
Jim
not the
Cummings.
original, but the one that's been Pooh Bear for decades now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, all in all, we enjoyed it, and you should see it, especially if you grew up with Pooh Bear.
Yep, definitely.
See you later.
Bye. You can probably cut that part out.